say you found a distributor and okay, you've done a bit of research and you think that they could be good and they send over a contract. What are the key things that you need to take a look at? Because these contracts can sometimes feel a little bit cryptic to filmmakers. They don't quite understand what's there and what they're signing. What are the most important things that they need to consider? And what are the sort of good contracts versus bad contracts with those elements?
Okay. Well, you first of all, you want to make sure that you ask to see a draft contract before you get into even too many conversations, because it's very easy for people to tell you how wonderful your film is and how great it's going to be and what a great job they're going to be. But the meat of it is the contract. And the contract is something that can tie you up and put you in a position where you never see a penny, so you want to make sure that you have a contract that is fair. A red flag, there are several red flags, and the first red flag is if somebody hands you a 35-page contract, I'd be worried because it means they are going to tie you up every which way to Sunday, and it's going to be impossible to get out of. So, and it also means that you better get a lawyer, to look at it. We were very careful to make a very simple agreement. We have like a 5-page agreement, written in fairly, normal English language, and it's very clear what the terms are. But a lot of these distribution contracts are filled with legalese and that go on and on and on and on. It's even really difficult to even try and read them. So the most important terms are the term of it, how long it is, and they're going to try and get the longest term possible. So it's not uncommon to see a contract ask for 10 years or 15 years. I've even seen some that ask for perpetuity, i.e., they're taking the rights to your film forever. Okay, so you want to make sure that you keep the term as short as possible. It's very hard to find a company that's less than 5 years. Ours is 3, but there are other companies that are 3 years. So you want to make sure you have a reasonable term. The second thing is the percentage, of commission that company is going to take. And before I go further with that, let's just explain the difference. There are different types of companies. We're an actual distributor. A distributor is actually going to place your film directly on platforms or on platforms that they own. We actually own an AVOD platform of our own that we put our films on. And then we're direct with Amazon and Tubi and Pluto. And so we're a real distributor. Second type of business is what's called a sales agent. And a sales agent, that's all they do is sell. They're not a technology company. They're not going to encode and deliver your film. But what they're going to do is take your film. They're going to ask for a big percentage, usually between 25 and 35%. And then they're going to take your film and give it to someone like us or go to a film market and sub-license it out to another real distributor, right? So they're basically a real middleman that's going to take between 25 and 35% of your film. And then whoever they give it to, like us, we're going to take our 20%. So they're gone, 50% is already gone. They might license it to another company that's going to take 30%, then maybe 60 or 70% is gone. So that you have to be sure that if you're working, that you're working with, if a sales agent, that you keep that percentage as low as possible. So you want to try.
Could I just touch upon that? Because I think a really important thing for filmmakers to understand as well is whether the distributor is also working with an aggregator or a distribution platform, because then the fees stack up. So there are distributors that will charge you a 30-40% fee, and then they will put your film on Film Hub, which will take another 20% fee, and then that film will be then put onto streaming platforms. From what I understand with indie, sorry.
Well, or also because they're just a sales company, they might take your film and give it to a company, a post-production house, which is going to charge them for encoding and delivery thousands of dollars. So then they're going to go back and charge you for that to get that money back. Plus, they usually add something on top of that. So again, they do use, a lot of them do use aggregators because they're just sales company. Up until I don't know, 5 years ago, companies couldn't actually do that themselves, but we've always done it. We've done encoding and delivery from day one, because 15 years ago, when we first signed with Amazon and Google, we beta tested for a year before their platforms went live. And so we've been into the technology side of it. That's why I say we're kind of a hybrid, because we do the distribution.
You also beta tested Tubi.
We were the very first company to have films on Tubi.
It was a company called AdRise.
Right.
And we met him. He had a startup before that failed, but then he started up a company called AdRise, and that turned into Tubi. But
right.
So it's good to try being beta testing these guys.
So there's a distributor, there's a sales agent, there's also producers reps. And a lot of times filmmakers, they don't get this distinction between the three types. Most producers reps will just charge a flat fee up front to help you find either a sales agent or a distributor. And for someone lives in Indiana and they know nothing about the film industry, that can be very helpful, especially on a first film, because it's nice to have a reputable producer's rep that will hold your hand. And so we have two different producer reps that we work with that can recommend films to us. And so that can be helpful, but you want to make sure you're not paying too big a fee. There are also some producers reps that are disreputable, and they not only charge a fee, but they will also take a percent. So you have to be very careful about what kind of business you're getting in business with. Excuse me, let me get a little water.
And then you got aggregator, and that's who you pay to put films up.
Right, and then there are aggregators like a Bitmax or a Premiere Digital, and you pay them to put your movie up on platforms. If you have a great marketing machine and you really know what you're doing, it might be okay to do that. And some people that have made a lot of films to prefer to work that way. But now we're seeing even those companies are starting to take a percent. So, so there's that. But go back to what you were talking about. So the first thing is the term. The second thing is the percentage that are you going to pay. The third thing to really watch is expenses. We don't charge expenses, but most companies do. I think we're the only company left that doesn't charge expenses. And so there's different types of expenses. There's encoding and delivery expenses. There's marketing expenses. There's advertising and marketing expenses. A lot of sales agents and distributors will charge you per market. In other words, they might have a market cap of $15,000 to take you to Cannes, to the market, or to take you to the American film market. And so they're going to charge you and every other filmmaker that they're bringing to the market that much money. And that's how they have to do it, because that's how they pay to go to the market. So a lot of, these companies have been around for many, many years, and they have overhead. They have big offices in Beverly Hills or wherever, and they have lots of employees and warehouses still filled with DVDs, and so they have these big overheads that they have got to charge expenses for. And so we're fortunate that we started in the digital age, and we only have 5 people working for us, so it's a very small company, but we're able to handle all the technology ourselves. We have super high speed internet, or 1,000 megabytes up and down, and so we can deliver and handle everything in a very lean manner. We're also, because we have exactly the same deal for everyone, it's not complicated for us to do our accounting. the way it is for a lot of companies, because companies that have a different deal for every filmmaker makes their accounting very hard. So we've tried to keep our business extremely simple and very tech oriented, and so that's worked well for us. If you do decide to sign with someone that's going to charge you expenses, you want to make sure you put a cap on those expenses. And I don't recommend that anyone allows any more than like $10,000 for expenses, because it shouldn't cost any more than that. And if you just leave that open-ended, you will never see a dime, because there will always be expenses that can be piled onto that. And so that's very important. And you want to have a fairly good idea, what marketing they're going to do, for that. So you want to make sure, and those are the basic.
Is it in terms of marketing? Because what we always hear from filmmakers is, the distributors said they were going to do marketing and then they didn't do any marketing. Is that something that can actually be put into a contract, specific terms of what the distributor will do in terms of marketing?
Oh, they have to define what marketing is. What's marketing?
Yep.
That's the one thing. I mean, this is our marketing. It's we do a lot of posts, but this is when we go to the markets. This is Screen International, and this is we run ads, but filmmakers,
very expensive full page ads.
But filmmakers don't know what marketing is. Here's our book that we make. We pay for all this ourselves, but and then we have Instagram, which we're always sharing all the time. But what's marketing to a filmmaker? I mean, no distributor is going to put billboards up, all over town for your film. They're not going to run commercials on television or so. But I don't know if other distributors do all the Instagram posts that we do or things like that. So just I think filmmakers, I don't know what they expect with the marketing, but I can tell you for us, we do all the marketing at the conferences, the film markets. We have an Instagram page that we're always updating. I'm the one that's doing that. And YouTube channel, Facebook. So, and that's really the only places you can really, filmmakers need to be doing that too. And they need to do it all the time. They need to almost, I think sometimes filmmakers get scared that they're going to scare off their audience by posting too much. But I think you have to do that.
Well, and one mistake I think filmmakers make, they just keep posting their trailer over and over and over again. And then people are going to block you. You need to be always making little clips from the movie. You can easily make 300-400 little clips for poignant moments from your movie. It's easy. It's so simple to make these things. You can make them on your phone. So you don't have to be boring with your posts, but you do have to post a lot. Other things that we do, we have a private community of all of our filmmakers, and we have over 800 filmmakers now. And that group is a private group just for us, and we support each other with reviews and resources. And that community that we've built is very, very powerful. And so also we have filmmakers that have built huge communities online. We have one filmmaker who has built a Tubi and Amazon marketing page on Facebook that's got almost 1 million members and followers to it. So it's amazing. So all of our filmmakers go there and post. And
back to the review though, when you review somebody's film, you have to actually watch it, because Amazon and everybody knows that if you're watching it or not. You can't just go and, especially for Amazon, you can't just say it's a great movie. IMDb,
and